Today I'll be unpacking the Tasha Tudor heirloom seeds and like opening a little piece of history and magic. These are rare limited edition flower seeds and from the garden of the renowned author and illustrator Tasha Tudor. These are sure to be a special addition to my garden that will live on forever on my mountaintop. The seeds have been carefully packaged and with a cover that is so beautiful that it begs to be framed. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the seed packets after I take the seeds out to plant, and I'm going to store the rest in glass vials for later planting. I was very fortunate to purchase these seeds this year. The window to purchase the seeds is merely hours and they are gone until next year. I missed last year and by the time I remembered it, it was already February of this year, but thankfully I read online on their Facebook group that they did not sell in January this year, but February, so I was able to purchase these. Once I take the seeds out of the packages, I will show you how I store them. A local friend of mine didn't get any, so I told her I would share mine with her. I'll also show you that too. Let me remove the seeds and I'll be right back. I have to tell you, I thought of many ways of not opening them, but I can't grow the seeds through thinking just them into the ground. Meanwhile, here are three of my favorite books from Tasha Tudor. They have a lot about the gardening and I've been skimming them trying to find all the names that I have that she had in her garden. If you'd like links to these, I'll leave them below in Amazon. But I read these every year and they're brand new every time I read them because I forget what I read. Tasha Tudor was a remarkable woman and her story is so fascinating. We actually have a lot in common. My hubby always jokes with me. He said my name should be Tasha Stewart, a combination of Tasha Tudor and Martha Stewart. I take that as a compliment. I like drying plants for teas too. I will need to be very patient as some of these seeds won't produce for a year or even longer, but I know it will be worth it. I'll direct sow some of the seeds in the late fall for next year. I'll be starting all the seeds this week indoors under grow lights and a heat mat. I ordered some of these seeds. I can't wait to see how they're going to grow. There's my African gray. Her name is Tassie. You see her in a lot of my videos. This book I really like, so I can find a lot of her plants and the ones that I have personally ordered from her garden. This is so exciting. I cannot wait to plant them. And as I'm opening these up, I found a couple of them have these little packages with the seeds in them, which makes it really nice so they don't get stuck. And here are the seeds that I'm giving to my friend. I put them in a glass jar with each number. And if you want to know more about organization, look up there. I have a whole video and an ad-free blog that goes in depth on how I do this numbering system. Glass jar is from a candle that was recycled and I kept the lid that went with it. Each Dollar Tree glass vial, I put a number on it, 1 to 8, and then I have a correlating Excel sheet that I will be using and also giving to my friend so she can understand what seed number goes to where. That she'll know number 1 what it is, and then the number 1 down here is more about planting it, and then the number 1 down here will be about seed saving it. So as long as she has this Excel sheet, she'll know what they are. And like I said, there was not enough room to write on the little bottles the long words and all the information. And I'll also have the Excel sheet if she ever loses it, and I will have an extra one in my computer. And this is how I'm going to store my seeds in a glass jar with a glass vial. This jar actually came from the Dollar Tree. If you want to know how to do faux mercury glass, look up there. I have a full video on it. So I gave Mary about 1/3 of my seeds. So this is what I have left. And I'm going to put all those in here. And I'm going to store them in the refrigerator, the ones that I'm not planting right now. I'm going to save some for the fall. And it's so much easier to store it in this size glass than it is in anything else. So there's all my seeds. Some of the seeds I'll be planting in containers in my water-wicking garden. If you'd like to know what that is, I have a full video on that. Just look up there. and some will go in my raised beds. I also have a video on that. Check it out, how we built our raised beds. The raised beds also use Oyas. That happens to be my very first video. I'll leave that link, but make sure you give me a little grace. That was years ago. And if you're wondering how much everything costs, there's my invoice. So it was about $60 for the seeds, and almost $11 was shipping from Vermont. All in all, I'm happy because all these I'll be able to get seeds back, and I'll have them forever. So it's called an investment, and I'm very happy to have something that was part of Tasha Tudor. Now that will be part of my home. Thank you for stopping by. Please share. And if you'd like to know more about Tasha Tudor, you should really read her books. She is fascinating, and her illustrations are beautiful. Please subscribe, hit that bell, all notification, and this is Jersey saying see you on the next video.